These next questions come from TwitterUp. I've heard some people say his name is TwitterUp, but I think it's TwitterUp. And he's got, looks like 11 questions. What item in your collection has the most sentimental value to you? I would say the games that my dad gave me. He gave me some Super games and some N64 games. And I would say, out of all those, probably Mario 64. Because that was the first game that my dad and I really played together. Either that or Diddy Kong Racing. Same boat there. Favorite system? Answered this already. PS2 or Super. 3. Favorite game for that system? Let's see. For the Super Nintendo, out of the games that I have played, I really like Link to the Past. I love Link to the Past. And Yoshi's Island. Those are fantastic. And all the Donkey Kong Country games. I could list all kinds of games. It's hard to pick. Pardon me. PlayStation 2, I'd say Dark Cloud's up there. The Ratchet and Clank games are up there. Let's see. SSX Tricky. I loved SSX Tricky. And let's get one more. Gran Turismo 3. Love Gran Turismo 3. Let's see. What is your most wanted system? I've answered this several times before. What's your most wanted game? Probably Earthbound. I've played it before, and I absolutely must have Earthbound. I just don't want to pay the price for it. What's your favorite food or snack? My favorite snack is probably sourdough nibblers. They're I don't know, if they might not have them in your country if you're watching from out of the U.S. Basically, they're like little pretzels that are made of sourdough. And they're just little chunks. They're like this big. And they're just delicious. I absolutely love them. Favorite food, I've answered that before. What don't you like about the YouTube gaming community, if anything? I feel like it's really easy for people to remain anonymous. I don't like that people just thumbs down videos for no reason. I see a lot of people thumbing down YouTubers that are partners, especially just as soon as they become a partner, they start thumbing down. And I guess that means they disapprove of people being partners, but I don't think that's any reason to thumb down their video. Plus, they make money either way, so you're not really making a point. You're just kind of being an idiot. So that's what I hate, probably. What do you feel about the future of gaming and the direction it's going? I've answered this before. Favorite movie? Answered that before. Do you collect anything other than video games? I've sort of answered this, but K'NEX, Cologne, Rubik's Cubes. I used to collect Rubik's Cubes. I also used to collect Hot Wheels. What was your first system handheld you owned? I guess officially that I owned was my original Game Boy Color, although I didn't buy that. The first system that I actually bought for myself was the Dreamcast. And then he also says, congrats on the 500 subs. That's awesome and cool contest. So thanks a lot for your questions and for your comment. Next up is the News 1990. He has 2 questions. He says, what are your top 10 video games and what system are they on? I've already tried to answer this before. It's a really hard question. And my top 5 favorite consoles. If I was really pressed to say for consoles, I know PS2 and Super would be up there. And then there's just so many good consoles. Probably Dreamcast, Saturn, and the 64. I just love those those 3 generations rather. They're fantastic. So thanks for the question. Next person that asked the question is Son of Taz. He says, how many games do you own? I've answered this already. I estimate 300 to 500, but again, I don't know if that's accurate or not. Let's see. Next is from Complicanch. He says, congrats on 500. Thank you very much. He says, what's your favorite console? Answered this already. If you had a power ability for 24 hours, what would it be? Print money, like the DS. No, I'm not really sure. I think it would be really cool to be able to teleport places, because I hate getting stuck in traffic and driving sometimes. Who's your favorite Marvel hero? You're probably going to hate me for this, but I am not a big comic fan. I'm a fan of I believe Spider-Man's considered Marvel. So if he's not, I'm sure I'll be crucified for that. But I do like Spider-Man. I need to stop saying that weird too. Let's see. How many games do you have? Again, I've answered this before. What game do you really want in your collection? Already answered that. What's the rarest game you have? Answered that. Favorite movie? Answered. Who's your favorite hero, villain, female character? That's a hard question. I did a little bit of thinking. I really can't think of a favorite. I can think of one that I liked. I did like Yuna in Final Fantasy X. I was actually really caught off guard with that question. I really don't have a particular... Oh, wait. Samus. Yeah, Samus. I can't believe I blanked on that. Let's see. What is your favorite anime cartoon? I don't really watch a whole lot of cartoons or anime, to be honest with you. So I don't really think I can quite answer that. What's the worst game I've played? Probably E.T., maybe? I'm not sure. What's your favorite TV show? I've answered this already. Where in the world would you like to be? I'd just like to get out of the country once, go around some places in Europe. I also really like to go to Japan. What's your top 5 favorite games? I've answered this before, and then end. So, sorry I already answered all your questions pretty much, but thank you for your questions anyway, and even if you ask duplicate questions, they'll all be entered into the contest, so don't worry, guys. Alright, next comment is from I Am Superman 1938. He doesn't seem to have any questions. He just says, congrats on reaching 500 subs. You really do deserve it. Here's the next 500. Slowly raises beer. Thanks a lot. I don't drink, but thank you. Next questions are from Brody B101. By the way, I see this guy commenting on like all my videos. So thank you so much for checking out my videos and being a very consistent watcher of all my stuff. I appreciate that. I can always count on you for comment because you generally have intelligent things to say. So I do appreciate that. He says, where is this epic pickup video that I was told about a couple days ago? Probably a little late for that, but I'll leave a link to it down here. I'll make an annotation for it. It says, can you find something that interests me when we do a trade? Sorry. I generally, when I get things that are interesting, they get traded away really quick. And I don't have a whole lot of stuff up for trade right now, so I'm sorry about that. And he says, what are your thoughts on importing? Is that your type of thing or no? I'd love to get into importing. Problem is, it's so expensive now with the raised shipping prices from Japan. So, if anything, I would love to import one of those, the dual Famicom and Famicom Disk System game consoles, or Japanese N64 would be cool. And maybe eventually a Japanese Sega Saturn. That would be nice. But right now, it's very cost prohibitive. So those are his questions. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you watching all my videos and commenting. Next questions are from a friend of mine, Jeff Goffman. Awesome guy. You guys should check out his channel if you haven't. It says, nice pickups. I would love a copy of Retro Game Challenge for the DS. And he proceeds to enter by asking some questions. He says, favorite RPG up to date and why? Probably Dark Cloud, maybe. I really loved it. It is fairly nostalgic for me. And everything about it I really loved. The Giorama system was great. The combat system was pretty good. It was a little messed up at times, but I really enjoyed it. Even though you can complete it with just the main character, I loved it. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it. Who's your favorite gaming character? I think I've answered this already. It was Arn. Favorite food in general, and favorite food to snack on while gaming. I've answered those before. Another snack that I forgot to mention, chips and salsa. What's your favorite character from the Marvel Universe? I've already answered this, and I'm hoping Spider-Man's Marvel. I'm really hoping Spider-Man is Marvel, or I'm just going to get torn to bits. They said, I try to stay away from general gaming questions I know are already asked. Congrats on 500, Ben. Thanks a lot. You did pretty good, I'd say. You got a good array of questions, so thanks, Jeff. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for continued support. Really do appreciate it. Let's see. Crap, I hit the wrong button. Next comment is from Last Seen Gaming. He says, congrats on 500. Thanks a lot. Really do appreciate that, man. Next comments with questions is from I Try to Help. He says, hey, I've been watching all your videos and your pickups are always amazing. Thanks a lot. I try my best to pick things that are good up when I see them. Questions are, anyway, I guess for the questions, always been curious when it comes to other YouTubers who collect games. Does collecting interfere with your studies? I get all my work done. Sometimes I think about collecting when I should be working, or I'm on eBay when I should be working, but I'm generally taking breaks at that point. I get everything done usually. Since you mentioned you're at school, do you manage to play most of the games consoles you get, or do you rarely have time for them? I definitely don't manage to play most or all of them, but I do make time for the games, and I do play games that I know I will enjoy as often as I can. And he says that's basically it. Congrats, keep up the great finds and great videos. Again, thank you very much. Thanks for your comment and your support. Let's see. Next questions are from F16 Mad Lion, and he says, "Hey man, another great video. Congrats on 500 subs. Trooper after posting after the dentist." Reason he says this is the video that I posted for my 500 subs. I actually had a giant canker sore about up here. I do have chronic canker sores, and when I get them, they are absolutely massive, and they just swell up my entire face. So that definitely sucks, but it's gone now, as you guys can tell. His questions are, what generation of games consoles did you grow up with? I was really into 64 and the PlayStation 2. Those are the consoles we had of those, the 5th and 6th generation. So pretty much around then was when I was big into gaming, and then now with 7th gen I've gone retro. What do you study? What career do you want? I've answered this before. CS and software engineer. How do you feel about gaming becoming digitally distributed? I don't like it at all. I think digital distribution sucks. I like being able to touch the games that I own. I like having them there. What is your Steam, Xbox Live, PSN account username? I have a Steam account. I forget what it is. I think it's CoasterCrazy10, all one word. And then PSN account username is what$50. It's WHAT50 and then dollars. It should be all one word. If you want to add me, if any of you guys want to add me on PSN, feel free. I'm not always on there, but I'll accept your request when I get on there. Do you think you'll always collect games? What do your friends and family think of your Epic Games room? I will probably end up stopping collecting games at some point, but I am not really letting down. And in the near future, I really enjoy collecting games. I think it's a real easy thing to collect. It's a real fun thing to collect, and it's nice because you can actually play the games. So you collect it and then you can use it. I always tried to collect things that have purpose besides the collection. And then my family thinks I'm kind of crazy. My friends think it's awesome. And then, do you limit collecting games you like? What are your thoughts on 3DS? I try to limit games to games that I think I'll play or that I think I'll like. There are some games that I buy that I know I'm not going to play. For example, a lot of Sega CD, like a lot of Sega Saturn, like sports games. I'm not going to play them, but any Sega CD, any Sega Saturn game that I find, I'm pretty much going to buy, just because they're so hard to find, and you never know when you need an extra case. What are your thoughts on 3DS? I think the 3DS is cool. I think it needs software to support it. I think they should have waited another year to release it, so they would have had good launch software, but I'll buy a 3DS, especially with the recent price cut. I'll buy one when Kid Icarus 64 or Star Fox 64 comes out. Several other games that look really cool. Alright, so that's all those questions. Again, thank you very much, F16 Mad Lion. Next questions are from a good friend of mine, Owen Libosu77. He says, well done breaking 500 mark, Ben. It's very well deserved, mate. Again, as I've said to everybody, thank you very much. You know, I'm just doing this for fun. I really enjoy the community and getting to know everybody, so it's great that I am making friends doing this too, and that, you know, I'm getting the support. It really does help. He has one question. He says, what would be your first act if you were to ever become the head of state? Any act, not necessarily political. I try really hard to stay away from politics. I will say that the talk of Social Security going away is kind of worrying me, and so I would do something to secure the future of that if I had the ability to do that. So I guess that would be it. Again, I try to stay away from politics kind of stuff.